All right, we're live finally. For 2019, we have our first live show. I know we said it was going to start a little bit earlier, but hey, there's issues.
That was my
Ashley,
fault. That was my
no,
fault.
it's not your fault. Twitter, YouTube actually did put out an announcement today that they was having some problems, and people stay patient. And we stayed patient, but we officially do have our first live stream interview show of 2019. I'm very excited for this one because this is somebody I really been wanting to talk to. First, before we introduce the guest, I'm here with my guy here, Will Mahoney. How you doing, brother?
How's it going, man? Great to be starting out the 2019 season of the Big Gold Belt with our first guest and a first-time ever director of fun on the show.
That's right. Yeah. Bryce Remsburg.
I forgot it was video. I should look better for you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Bryce Remsburg, everybody. How's it going, buddy?
Fantastic. It's a great day in the neighborhood. Everything's going wonderfully. Got a little late start, partially my fault. Real life interceded, but now we're here. We're Big Gold Belting. All roads are leading to Silver Spring, Maryland on January 25th. It's a lot of excitement in the air today, guys.
Right on, right on. So you are the world's most entertaining referee, and maybe just person, period, if you ask me, because like
top 500 referees. Thank you.
Senior referee for Chikara and the director of fun. What does that title mean? I think I've had my own impression, but you tell us.
I have a little wand that I direct fun with. I get paid in fun dollars. I'm supposed to wear lots of colors. I guess that's fun, and it's kind of like it's a less conventional term for commissioner or general manager, as they say on Monday Night Raw. So it's a souped up version of that for the Chikara world. But yeah, I kind of get to make a few more decisions than I used to when I was just senior official. And sometimes I based on where my mood that day, and I put a lot of stock in manners. A lot of the rudos in Chikara don't use pleases and thank yous. That doesn't get you very far under my directorship.
Putting the hammer down like a good father does.
That's right. That's right.
Now, if I can have like my ultimate wish of all time, and like truly, I mean this, like if you were employed at Chick-fil-A in any location, it'll be the happiest day of my life. Like my favorite food, my favorite person, with all the funniness
too.
Yeah.
Right?
All the
win-win.
You get the chicken sandwiches and you get Sunday. I mean,
oh my gosh, the waffle fries! You'd have to roll me out of there if I worked at Chick-fil-A. That'd be trouble. That would be trouble, guys. But no, I don't, not yet. But I'll see what I can do. I'll put in a good word.
I have to say, so in preparation for the show, I listened to other shows and read interviews and stuff like that. And the one thing that maybe I was a little naive about, but somebody referred to you as a character, and I'm thinking to myself like, no, that's just totally him. Like I don't think that's a persona or anything. So who you are is who you are. That's where I'm at with it. So, but to call you a character would be completely false, right?
Yeah, no, I am probably the most, a lot of people say, like The Rock is Dwayne Johnson turned up to 11 or whatever. Like I'm pretty much across the board Bryce Remsburg. I look exactly the same. I think I'm the only one on the Chikara roster with the exception of maybe Rory Gulak that has the same name on his driver's license. I don't have to wear too crazy of clothes to come to the events. I'm a pretty what you see is what you get type of guy, not only in Chikara and most all of my, I'm an excitable guy. I overreact sometimes in life and in the ring once in a while. When I do commentary and shriek and freak out, those are usually real reactions. And I think a lot of people that may know me would agree. I watch my language at Chikara once in a while when I'm amongst friends, a naughty word slips out of my mouth, but never when the cameras are on at Chikara. For the most part, what you see is what you get. So yes, maybe a slight caricature. Thank you, but not a character.
Bryce with a little bit of extra spice thrown in, just for a little bit of seasoning, if you will.
A dash, just a dash. Bam.
So, I mean, you have a really healthy career. I do have noted that you've started in March of 2002. Fast forward, this is 17 years later.
Oh boy.
which is equivalent to 19 seasons in Chikara.
Yeah, we're about to start our 20th season. I've been there since day one. I started training at Chikara before it even opened. I was, training for something that did not yet exist. So if you can imagine, like someone shows up at the Ring of Honor dojo or whatever, they have something they're working towards.
Yeah.
Me joining the Chikara Wrestle Factory was just, trust in Quackenbush and Reckless Youth and their bodies of work and what they would come to create. But there was no Chikara in existence when I joined. So I was just kind of like, a wing and a prayer and believing in what it would become. And I'm very proud of what it's become. There's been ups and downs, but, as you said, 17 years later, a few hairs on my head later, I'm still here. And we're about to start our 20th season in just a couple weeks, actually, about a month away. On February 10th, we're having an event called National Pro Wrestling Day, which is right here in my new hometown of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I moved over the summer. It's a beautiful, amazing venue, completely free. We're raising money for a mental wellness facility here in town. Very exciting times. And season 20, we're returning to Pittsburgh for the first time in 16 years. We're returning to Chicago. A couple more travel things on the horizon, but there's a lot going on under it's season 20 of Chikara. Yes.
Man, does the years, do you feel it at all?
I feel like we try to like make this break between the season finale and the season premiere. And sometimes it's, 6 or 7 weeks, sometimes 8 or 9 weeks. This year, I think it was 9 weeks, and it already feels like it's already half over. It's already blown by. Like it just, we're getting back on this roller coaster again. And there's only 4 of us left that have been there through all 19 seasons. Myself, Mike, Icarus, and Hollowicked. And once in a while, sometimes at the anniversario event in May or at the beginning of the season, we just kind of look at each other and we're like, well, here we are. Here we go again. It's like riding a really fun bike, and I guess I have to drive it now. But no complaints. It's exciting to see like the new crop of guys. There's a very young roster. There's been a bit of a rebuilding year. A lot of guys we had went on to greener, more wonderful pastures, such as Drew Gulak and Heidi Lovelace, and of course Cesaro and Sarah Del Rey, and on and on and on. But there's a very I think 2/3 or 3/4 of our roster has less than 2 years professional experience. A lot of them are finding their footing as characters and as wrestlers. It's really rewarding to work with them, let them kind of throw stuff against the wall and see what sticks. And it's exciting times. It's fun, and there are some days they make me feel young. It's they bring more energy and excitement. Some days I'm a little tired, or I had a rough night with staying up with my son or whatever, and I'm getting to work, which is Chikara, which is work, and feeling a little bit bedraggled or out of it. But like they've got that year one pizzazz. They're all about it. They're excited to be there. There's a whole crew of guys and girls that aren't even on shows yet, and just watching them learn and helping them where I can. It's all very rewarding and exciting. So yes, it is. The scenery has changed, but the view is still beautiful.
Yeah.
I would think that's got to be a lot of fun, especially like since you've been there from the beginning. So you got to be part of like molding Chikara into like what it is and what it's, all the various stages it's gone through over the years to still get that like spark with at least like, the new talent that comes through. Like, I mean, there's not a lot of guys that are in the same company for that huge a chunk of time. So that's pretty unique experience.
I thought I deserved a gold watch after 15 years. It's okay. It's all good. A big gold watch, I would say to you guys. It's cool as a big gold. But no, it is. It's exciting. It's rewarding. It makes it their excitement and lack of knowledge in some ways, but helping to teach them and mold them is very, very, very rewarding. Yes, definitely.
Cool.
So I guess my question is, considering what you was venturing into 17 odd years ago, when did it become you? I like to think that upon taking a leap of faith that maybe there's a persona and there's a focus and seriousness and tone that needs to be set, which is all of who you're not as a person, period, because you're very open and free and you have a good time. But when you're starting a business, and you're working along with somebody such as Mike Quackenbush and the genius IQ who he is, when did the transition saying like, okay, we laid the foundation good enough now, and you became this phenom of who you are now?
Oh my goodness, you're making me blush. I think it took me maybe 2 or 3 years to get comfortable in my own refereeing skin. Venturing to different places, traveling to Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Chicago and wherever, trying to just get in the car and go anywhere I can, and losing piles of money and losing hours of sleep and missing birthdays and all that stuff everyone says. Like, I did that really hard for about 2 or 3 years. And I think when I got to be about 3 years in, I started to get comfortable, and that I wouldn't change that for the world. Like, I was in college then. I missed, all the frat parties and all the, I didn't really have any friends in college because I was gone every weekend. I was, missing final exams because I was out on the road refereeing for Terry Funk in Indiana in a snowstorm. Like, that was more important to me at the time. That's true. That was more important to me.
Understandably so.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I do that today, but I definitely, those were my friends. The first class of Chikara guys, they're my college buddies. I went to their weddings and they were at my wedding and all that stuff. Like, they'll be my lives forever. So I think once I'd say about 3 years or so, I got comfortable in my own skin. I had, referee just about every match there was to match, referee at once. I started to have a little more fun with it. When I was 2 years into wrestling, I also helped form a sketch comedy troupe in Philadelphia. So that was like a kind of an extension of being goofy. We would work a little more blue, but that performance aspect of getting comfortable on stage, it all kind of happened symbiotically and together. I'd say about 2005 or 6 is when I was really hustling and doing 80, 90, 100 shows a year, which I've slowed down considerably since then. But when I was really like on the move and 3, 4, 5 shows a week, like crazy, that's when I found it, I think, and haven't looked back since.
Who would you say is who or what will be your biggest motivation in taking such a leap of faith? So, the standard college sort of say outline is to go to high school, go to college. You went to Temple, right?
I did. I have a communications degree from Temple. I graduated in 2005.
Yeah.
I think that, even at the age of, I've been a wrestling fan since I was 7 or 8. I think even at that age, you would hear stories about, you never want to be the person that wonders what if. And there was a good time to get involved when I was 19, when I didn't have a wife or a kid or a college degree or a job, really. Let's jump on this ride and see where it takes me. And it's taken me to 31 states and 6 countries and, lifelong friends and lifelong experiences. And, I sell T-shirts with my name on it, which is ridiculous. People buy pictures with my face on it. Like, what in the world? Like, that's, even saying that it's hard. It makes me weird to say it out loud, but it's taken me all kinds of great and cool places, and I'm so glad I took that chance on myself. And now I'm a little older, I've slowed down a little bit, but just seeing people grow, I can look up and down the WWE and NXT rosters and be like, yep, refereed for him, refereed for her, refereed her like 4th match, refereed his I refereed Seth Rollins like 3rd match. Like, it's just weird, when he started, I was already 3 or 4 years in, and now he's like king of the world. And just the guys I still am in contact with today, and like, luckily, like good for them. Like, they're talented. They deserve that stage. They deserve that money, and they deserve to have kids buying dolls of them. Like, it's the best. It's so fascinating to see all that happen. So yeah, it's wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, I just think it takes a lot of courage, considering you did step out of the norm or the mode, and at a very good college at that. And
I did finish. That was kind of the deal with my parents. Go try this thing, but we're going to help pay for college. And you're going to finish college. And I finished college in 4 years.
Cool.
That was I never lost focus of that.
So this wasn't sort of a vigilant move in in investing in yourself, sort of say, going outside of college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. It's like today, like, my real job pays the bills, keeps the lights on, keeps my son in daycare. It brings me benefits in my life. My wrestling job doesn't quite pay the bills, but it's a fun little side hobby, and that's kind of. I was working for a few years to find that balance.
Good.
When I didn't have a job and all the responsibilities, I was able to give way more of my time and myself to wrestling to make, many nights $0, basically losing money. Now that I'm 36 and have these responsibilities, and the balance is a little more in the middle between pleasure and I like my job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
It's a balance we all have to strike.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. Like, don't you wish you could do this podcast forever? Like, this could be your gig. Like, this could be sure, of course. That's not the way the world works.
Exactly.
But it's okay. It's okay. We get to come do this. I get to put my referee stripes on. I get to put my director of fun hat on once in a while. You know, I get that social media has made it so much better and more accessible. You know, listening to podcasts, doing podcasts, interacting with fans like on Twitter every day, just like that. Like that's really rewarding. Some silly thought comes in my head, and a bunch of strangers like it on Twitter. Like I would explain it to my grandmother, 15 years ago. She'd like, "What's Twitter? What's computer?" Like it's come so far, and it's more accessible than ever before. We're so lucky to live in this age we are. And there's so many choices for such great wrestling in 2019. You know, there's just so many options. And now I've, regarded a lot of my wrestling around. Is it something for my friend? Is it something that is, something that I believe in, a cause or something that I believe in, or like somebody that's doing something different and taking an adventure? And that's one of the reasons that I'm so excited about the Flying V Theater event on January 25th. I've not met Jason in person that I can remember. I've never been to the Flying V Theater, but like two people that I know went to bat for him. Like, this guy's a good guy. And he explained to me his vision. He explained what he's doing. And it's exciting. It's interesting to me. I've done some work in theaters. Like, I'm curious to see this. Like, no offense to them, but I've done 1,000 indie wrestling shows in VFWs. You know what I mean? Like with big empty rooms, and they're great, and that's all well and good. But I've done 1,000 of them. I've never done a show at a theater like this.
See,
put on by a theater company in a theater, and that's very exciting to me. I also have, I haven't refereed in the state of Maryland in like 8 or 9 years. That's cool to me. I've only, the only stuff in the greater DC area I've done is for Nova. It's exciting to get back down there. That's like a part of the country I don't get to visit very often. He's got a cool lineup. He's got an amazing, group of talent ready for this thing. And it's something different. It's Jason, as far as I can tell, seems like a guy that if he believes in something, he's going to make something happen. And I want to be on that ride with him. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see what becomes of it. And he's, very easy to work with. The guys that got two people whose opinions I value greatly said nice things about him. That's good enough for me. Let's give it a shot. Anybody that's looking to push the, not boundaries, but like the norms of what we know of independent wrestling, there's such a blank palette out there. There's such a blank canvas, and there's so many colors to color with.
Yeah.
And a lot of indies choose to paint with the same batch of colors. Not that they're wrong, but that's something that I like a lot about Chikara. Like, it's different. We were doing intergender wrestling in 2002. We have different species wrestling people, men wrestling women, all kinds of ridiculous ice cream cones fighting ants, like anything you can imagine. Like, it goes on at Chikara, and like longtime Chikara followers don't even bat an eye because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So like anybody that's looking to shake things up a little bit, get a little weird, get a little creative, and try something new and exciting, I'm on board for it. I'm all about it. In the last 2 weeks, I did a T-shirt company put on a punk show with wrestling at it in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which was sold out. GCW put on a pay-per-view in Asbury Park with PCO's last indie match, sold out. And then just this past weekend, I was in Minneapolis, back-to-back burlesque, wrestling bands. Dillinger 4 played. There were Great Sasuke was there. David Arquette wrestled one night. Like, these are the last 4 indie shows I've done, and they've all 4 been sold out. They've all 4 been different in their own way, and they've all 4 been not massive companies' money behind them. Just like dudes trying to put on a fun thing that they believe in, and fans that luckily believe in it. And like, that's the vibe I get out of this Flying V event, and I'm really excited to just see what it becomes, and just if it becomes this amazing thing, say I've been there since day one, and if not, it can be something that Jason said he tried once, but apparently it's already half sold out. It's well on its way to being a cool thing, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's weird that you say you never met him, and that I can confirm that because I asked him as well too. But you speak so thoroughly about him that you're like spot on about like majority of that, almost all of it, without even fact checking.
Listen,
but
if I gotta take a day off work, it's gotta be for a good reason. No, I'm just kidding. I hear good things. I got the
good vibes, venue is nice. The venue is amazing.
Yeah,
and
I'm looking forward to it. I'm pumped.
location and everything.
The ring will be on the stage.
He's so I did a video too if you actually want to see like the whole how the venue looks and everything, but he's setting it up so that it's in the center of the theater room, and he's building a walkway stage area, and it has the catwalk above it. It has the corner lights looking down into it. He's getting like a laser show set up for it and everything.
Production.
I mean the DJ Z interest alone is just going to be worth this money, period, from everything I'm hearing. So
he was my roommate this past weekend in Minneapolis. DJZ and I were talking about it. Yeah,
oh, for real? Oh, that's awesome.
He's another dude. Like, I'm pretty sure I reffed like his second match in Pittsburgh in 2003 or 4. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's amazing talent. He's a great guy. So yeah. I'm excited. He's going to be part of it. I left him on Sunday night. I was headed to the airport. I said, "No, I'll see you. I'll see you in a couple weeks." Like, yeah. Dude, so we're gonna hang in Silver Spring in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Silver Spring is amazing.
You guys will be at the show.
Yes. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll talk to DJ Z next week.
Oh, cool! Awesome. You should.
Yeah.
How big's the theater?
Oh, it's like the whole building itself, or just the theater room?
Where the wrestling will be, I guess.
The venue's called the Black Box. It's a huge building. The building's is huge. It has about 4 or 5 floors. It will have its own floor for talent to hang down in. 2 full dress rooms with like bathroom showers. What do you call those things? Nice. Vanity lights.
Like crap, guys.
Yeah, it's legit. That's why, like, part of the things you were saying, I was talking to him. I was like, dude, we should do a video about this, because I don't think people understand like how nice this venue are. A lot of people are thinking it could just be a hole in the wall. I mean, granted, when you talk other Maryland promotions, and they be in way far areas, and they just be in these, these random locations, like
warehouse space and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I've been there.
The norm that you would expect for like indie wrestling. Sure. I mean, this is like right downtown, so that's going to be really cool. It's not.
Oh, that's cool. It's a Friday night too, which is cool.
There's a concert. Yeah. There's a concert hall across the street from it. Dave and Buster's next door. It's prime location. It's the real deal. So it'll be good. I'll shoot a video for sure, so you can just get a visual of it. It's really nice.
What's the capacity of the Black Box Theater?
So the ticket capacity is 150, but the place can probably fill a zillion more than that. I mean, that's just in that room alone. And there's a catwalk. There's a like a revolving room above it, so that talent can look down onto the ring as well too. So there's a whole floor where the production crew and stuff will be at. And again, there's 2 other layers under that. So it's nice. It's definitely nice. You have some fun for sure. One other thing I wanted to bring up too, and I'm assuming one of the people that you said gave a
we lose him? Uh-oh. He was breaking up there for a second, but oh darn it.
We'll fix that. But yeah, just while we're on a quick break, just to jot in that information, we are talking about the Fight or Flight Flying V show, which is going to be Friday, January 25th. Doors is at 7:30, bell times at 8 o'clock. This is going to be at the Silver Spring Black Box. Tickets are $20. Front row are gone. Half of the tickets are sold out too, so you definitely want to make sure you get a chance to get tickets, for they're all gone. This is you can get more information at theflyingvtheater.com.
At Flying V Theater on Twitter also.
As well, you can see people such as DJ Z, Logan Easton LaRoe, Hollow Wicked, and Frightmare, Kimberly, Brittany Blake, Samantha Heights, Alexander James, Prince of Pro, Rod City's Most Wanted, Kelly McMurphy, and Isaiah Frazier, and more to come. We are here talking with Bryce Remsburg, who might have just got disconnected. We were experiencing a little bit of YouTube issues earlier. But we will
see if we can get him back in here, because I gotta hear about that David Arquette match from over the weekend with Cabana. The photos alone on Bryce's Twitter of that of their meeting is amazing enough. That David Arquette's making the rounds of all the indies from the Midwest to the West Coast. That whole story for 2018, now going into 2019 is out there. Yeah, God, Bryce has his hands and everything.
Yeah, I mean, again, emphasizing starting a career since 2002, and Chikara being a lot of people's starting grounds till they moved on to other things. Is, you know, a lot of household names have been through there. People such as CM Punk,
absolutely.
Kevin Owens, like you said, Cesaro's been through.
Ruby Riott,
yeah. And then still there's a lot of other hot names right now too. But the one thing I like to say that draws me to Chikara is the reason why I watch wrestling. I am big on characters, and as much as I like the athleticisms in the ring and the storyline, I definitely like the fun that happens within it as well too. So considering that Chikara is all about fun and basically with no limitations on what you may see or happen in the ring, it's always it's always a good show. And then they also do really profound tournaments as well. Like the King of Trios is something really big that a lot of people participate in yearly. It's again, they just do a lot of good and exciting events, and even now you can already see that a bunch of events have already been announced coming for next year. And they do have the one charity event that's going to be coming up in Lancaster, PA, which is going to be on February 10th, which is Chikara's National Pro Day Wrestling, which they will be donating proceeds or raising proceeds to an event. So okay, so he was going to be joining back in 1 second. He did have the application crash, so just hang with us as you get back in.
The darn technology bugs today between YouTube crashing earlier and too much happening in the online world of wrestling today. The interwebs cannot handle it, apparently.
That's right. You know, and I don't think that Google's focal point is providing a good infrastructure for YouTube, which is why a lot of this stuff be happening. A lot of people don't use it nowadays. It's definitely something I'm about to take my time with and try to figure out different options as far as working with this as well. For anybody who may just be tuning in, we have special guest Bryce Remsburg. He is the senior official, the director of fun. He is the world's most entertaining referee with us today. You may see him at Chikara frequently as Chikara makes their way into their 19th season. And he will be coming locally to our area for promotion Flying V, which is a Fight or Flight, which is coming January 25th on Friday. Again, all that information and tickets can be found at flyingv.com. Something else I was about to bring you to, when you think about 19 seasons or something like of something, there's not even that many television shows that last that long.
No, very few, very few. I mean, that's a lot of reinvention. That's a lot of having, like I said, a lot of people coming and going and having to rebuild talent rosters. I mean, that's remarkable. There are not a lot of indie groups out there that keep it together that long.
Mm-hmm.
That's remarkable in and of itself. And then for Bryce to be, involved since day one, and still a part of it. I mean, that's remarkable just on his end of things. When you get people, moving around all over the place, or people having fallen outs or stuff. I mean, that's just something you don't find in wrestling too often.
Yeah, in the sense of in the sense of people maybe again, like running out of ideas or just desiring different, just speaks a lot about the promotion itself to keep somebody as talented as him around for so long, considering how the landscape of wrestling have changed from over the years. For them to still be able to stay relevant and still putting out prominent talent out on the scene speaks a lot. And again, and I think a part of it is because of the fact they were ahead of the curve in the first place. So
look who's here!
Ta-da! I blame YouTube again. I have to. I always agree with World Minute Crash. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, we're
We never throw the guests under the bus. Why blame technology?
While you were gone, it did speak. It did generate a few questions that I was thinking about as well too. For the first thing I want to talk about is, as you refer to them as your first generation of talent from Chikara. Can you speak about the relationship you had with these people over the years and how you guys have maintained not only just a relationship or friendship throughout these years, but also still completely heartily and full-heartedly investing in Chikara?
Sure. I think it's like, guys you went to first grade with or kindergarten with, you're still, you grew up with. They're in your same class in 11th and 12th grade. Then you go to college with them and stuff. Like, you've seen them grow up as professionals, as people. They meet a new girl, they start dating, they get engaged, they get married. Now some of them have kids. Like, come through all that together. Just to see them evolve, and now what they do, like Hollow Wicked's a guy that's an amazing professional wrestler. He'll also be in Silver Spring on the 25th. A fellow Gen 1 original, a guy that was at my wedding and I was at his wedding, and to see what he's become, and he's just still somehow under the radar and unheralded talent, doesn't get the props he deserves. But now he's a trainer at the Wrestle Factory, and he's got a presence, and everybody that walked through that door of the Wrestle Factory has a respect for Hollow Wicked, myself included. And it's just interesting to see like what we've all become and what 17 years of this has done to us, as to our bodies, our minds, the way we treat people, the way we react. Like we have all got the Chikara in us, and it's amazing to have guys like that. I don't have those college buddies, but I have Icarus, and I have Hollow Wicked, and I have Mike, and I have Ultramantis and Jigsaw and Eddie Kingston, who are all Gen 1 originals. Like, they'll be in my lives forever. Even if I don't see them in the locker room, we still keep tabs on each other. We still check in every now and again. Grant Akuma's another guy.
Right on. Yeah, I firmly agree with you with Hollow Wicked as being somebody very underrated. I know from the matches I've watched, I haven't seen a bad one.
No, he does great matches with every opponent. He's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Talking about 2019, looking to like scoop up indie guys, wherever. Like, he'd be the first guy on my list.
Oh yeah, yeah. Will say something to that, or might have been your question. Oh, okay, yeah, I know Will was going to bring something up. That's right.
Oh, we got to hear about the adventures this past recently, I guess this weekend or whatever it was, in Minneapolis with David Arquette.
Oh, David Arquette is the man. I will not allow anybody to say one untoward word about David Arquette. This guy knows he's not the world's greatest wrestler, understands he's entering someone else's world, walks in, shakes everyone's hand, watched the rest of the show, watches the matches he wasn't in, the way he talked and treated to the fans, unparalleled. The line for his meet and greet was ridiculously long, and unfortunately it wasn't moving fast because he was stopping, asking everyone their name, having little conversations there where you paid money to meet him, and the line just wasn't moving because he was giving everybody this like pleasant, amazing experience. He was getting his picture taken with everyone. He tried to buy one of the Great Sasuke shirts. The Great Sasuke would not let him pay for it. He insisted on giving it to him. Just top of the line, respectful, amazing human being. He was also nervous because this is something I've been on a million wrestling shows, something that's never happened. I've never been in the locker room with someone that was nervous because their sister was up for a Golden Globe Award that night. David Arquette's sister, Patricia, was nominated for a Golden Globe Award on Sunday night. And every time he was checking his phone, waiting for a text, or he was following along to see if his sister won. Turns out she did. Very exciting. He won his match in Minneapolis. She won her Golden Globe in Los Angeles. Big night for the Arquette family.
Wow.
A situation that may never be replicated in pro wrestling again.
Never, ever, ever. He
break the internet.
He messaged me. He tweeted at me and said, thanks, you did a great job. And I told my wife, I'm just like, listen, print this out and put it on the fridge. It's all downhill from here, baby. Like, we did it. We did it.
Right up there along with that photo you got of him and Colt and you right up there on
totally,
Twitter.
Right?
I mean, I see a picture. I'm like, my God, the man's got abs.
Yeah, he looks great.
He is taking this so seriously.
49 or 50 years old. Like, he knows his shortcomings. He knows he's not, he hasn't put the years in and has the experience that Cabana might have, but he's aware of it. He has an open mind. Like, he's great. He's great. I don't know how much it cost to book him, but it's worth every penny. He's the man. People were so excited to meet him. They were so excited for him to come out, and he legitimately gave everyone his time and with a smile on his face. After the show was over, he went out to the restaurant and the bar and hung out with everybody, the fans, the locker rooms. Could not have been cooler. He was getting his picture taken with everyone. Like, that's something I kind of feel in my older age. Like, there's a period of wrestling where it's like, if you get your picture taken with people, like, you're kind of like a mark or a nerd. And like, now that I'm older, I'm like, no, man, I want to have these experiences forever. I want to look back and remember this forever. So like, now I do it a little bit.
Yeah.
My battery thing is flashing on my laptop, so we're not done. I just want to let you know we're okay for now.
Okay.
But if something happens suddenly, I might not be right back.
Technology strikes again.
Let's get through.
I'm telling you, I'm the worst. I'm sorry. I swear I'm the worst technology.
We'll keep it moving. That's all.
Yeah. That's just another. Okay. One quick question with this. Now, we talked about the flying V. We talked about Jason. What advice would you give somebody, considering all the experience you have over the years? What advice would you give to somebody that's just starting the promotion?
Oh, yeah. Be realistic. I actually talked to Jason about this. This is a very good question. Set realistic expectations. Don't overload your budget. If you have this crazy all-star indie show the first time, people are going to expect that every time, and it's not a sustainable business model. So, find something that makes you different, that makes you stick out. Check. He's done that. Mix in some local talented guys with some people that you're bringing in from out of town to get some attention on the check. Have cool graphics and posters. Check. He's on with that. Have it in an easily known, accessible place. I've not been to Silver Spring, but it sounds like this theater's
very much check.
Great, big check
for this area. It's a good spot.
Right. He's not like he doesn't already have like his second show booked 2 weeks later. Great. I would advise everyone, do one, get it under your belt, go home, have a good night's sleep, drink it in, take a week or so, reflect, and then think about if, not when, if you want to have a second event. If the answer is yes, then start talking about when. It doesn't have to be soon, but I think that, I initially started talking to Jason in the middle of November. The event's not till the end of January. Great. I think, especially for a first event, 3 months is at the minimum of a lead up to properly execute it.
Yep.
Seems like he's on the right track. He's releasing a new thing every couple days, which keeps people talking about it. Great idea. Like, again, seems like we're on the right track here. January is not when I would have my first show because the weather is an uncontrollable force.
Yeah.
But there's nothing any of us can do about that. We can talk about that all day. Yeah. We're not going to change anything about it. It is what it is. It sounds like it's going to be a great success. I look very forward to it. I hope it's the first of many. Okay. It sounds like he's not going to try to run every single month. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing the right things, but he already has something behind it. He has a whole theater company and their fans. There's a good opportunity for a crossover audience. People that may have never seen wrestling may come to their show to the first time because they're fans of what the Flying V does. Great. That's a built-in thing in a built-in town where his name has equity, his theater has equity. Like, all boxes are checking. Let's do it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So every time I watch a match and you're involved with, I just always just get shocked because I just never know what you're going to do. I literally was watching something on YouTube earlier about a time where you had counted 2 and you were told that it was the 3. It was like, okay, it's a 3 then. Ring the bell.
Those were the early days of Chikara where it was kind of like, what could we do that's maybe not let's be a little different. What's never been done before?
That is the absolute funniest thing ever. Oh my God.
We haven't done it since, to be fair, but that's the thing that happened.
Is there a time that you actually genuinely shocked yourself and just could not, like, you just couldn't believe you did such a foolish thing?
Sometimes I listen back to my voice, or I'm a little stuffed up now, but I'm doing commentary and I hear myself like, I didn't realize I could shriek that high. I didn't realize I could. I couldn't make that noise come out of me if I tried. But Ricochet just did double moonsault. That's the noise that came out. I don't know. What do you go for me?
It's a real reaction.
Yeah.
It was not planned. It was not preordained.
No.
Emotion.
Sure, that's where all the best wrestling stuff comes from, man. Like some of the best promos you can ever think of. There's real emotion. There's something real behind that. That makes it all count a little more.
Yeah.
it's like Jason really believes in this thing. He's willing it to work. It's gonna work. It's gonna be fine. What's the cool stuff to do in Silver Spring? Where's the haps? Any good local breweries, local establishments? I try to experience the town wherever I go.
Yeah, I got you. I'll definitely take care of you with that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I'll get you a whole list of stuff for sure. My next question is: have you ever worked a match where maybe the people or the wrestlers within the match had no clue who your style, so to say, and just completely thrown off?
Yeah, sure. I try to be respectful of the space that I'm in. Like if I'm, in a place for the first time or reffing for someone for the first time, maybe we'll go at it from a 4 or a 5 to start. Once they get the hang of it. It's sometimes I've gone places, for the first time and someone after is like, whoa, like, is it always like that? I'm like, yeah, it's kind of always like that. I'm sorry. That's how it goes. I'm sorry. But yeah, that has happened before. And I just, again, try to be respectful and mindful of my surroundings and not embarrass anyone and not put anyone out or make them feel weird.
Yeah.
But it has happened before. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Will, you have anything? I got like one more.
Let me think here. Okay. If you traveled all the way to referee a Terry Funk match.
Okay, yeah,
I gotta hear. I mean that we're talking one of the all-time greats. We're talking obviously a man that has seen it all 80 times over in his life.
He has no I forget what it is. Something like it's like cartilage or tissue in one of his butt cheeks. And I don't know why he was talking about this, but he was just holding court in the locker room. And someone was like, let's see it. And he was like, all right. And he pulled it out and showed everyone. I was like, oh, there's Terry Funk's butt cheek. One time, Bushwhacker Luke was telling stories about Andre the Giant's farts at Ring of Honor in New York City in the locker room. And there's literally, it was like preschool. People were sitting on the floor, crisscross applesauce, just listening to this Bushwhacker Luke tell Andre the Giant fart stories. And that was, probably 12 years ago, and I'm still talking about it. He's to go from like being a wrestling fan to like thinking what it was like to like get into a ring for the first time, and now like that's something I get to do on a regular basis. Like it's crazy. I'm the luckiest dude in the world. I'm not taking bumps. I'm not getting hurt. God willing, I can referee if I take care of myself till I'm 50 or 60. It's great. I'm the luckiest dude in the world. I've got to travel all these wonderful places, meet all these wonderful people, have all these wonderful fans, sell pictures of my face on it for whatever reason. Like it's super cool.
You even have a wrestling buddy. I mean, is that the only referee wrestling buddy out there?
I think so. The dog tries to eat it, so it's not so cool. It doesn't really give me status in the house. The dog thinks it's a chew toy here, so she constantly take it away from her. When I take it away from her, she thinks we're playing a game, and I'm like, no, we're not playing a game. I just don't want you to ruin this.
So you've dedicated so much of your life towards wrestling, and helping being a pioneer within a really well-respected promotion in Chikara, traveling all over the world, working your day job, and so on. But when it's time for you to decompress, when the jokes aren't rolling and you're just chilling back, how do you spend your time?
I like a good documentary. I like to watch a good documentary.
Okay.
I like trying reasonably hoppy craft beer. I like to travel.
Okay.
That's something I like to travel new places. Minor league baseball.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of things that are people that kind of share the same headspace as pro wrestling, that like are maybe like a little bit off center or weird. Like there's a puppet theater in my town now, or like roller derby or sketch comedy or odd artists. Just like I'm a fan of like, like you said, when I was 19, something made me go like, I should pursue this. Like people that have given their lives or a great part of their lives, their time, their energy, their money, or whatever, to something that is not, high on society's list of cool things or whatever. Like I have a lot of respect for that. People in like bands, indie bands, or like whatever. Like you're going and doing a thing that you believe in.
Yep.
You're not making people that are making zines or flea markets, even whatever it is. Like things that are of the off center. I'm a big fan of things like that.
Yeah.
And I why drink a Bud Light when you can drink this cool craft beer that somebody worked really hard on making right up the street?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's that sort of stuff. So for sure. Yeah.
And you're right in the center of it, being in Pennsylvania. Tons of breweries out there.
No, there's literally a really cool one like 3 blocks from my new house. I gotta temper myself.
I'll make sure I get you recommendations for that once you enter the area.
I try to never eat it, like when traveling for wrestling. Try to never eat at chain restaurants or chain things.
Yeah.
You know, McDonald's anywhere. Like where's like the cool hip whatever, just even though I don't like it, at least I tried it, came into a smaller town and gave them my money, or local business, whatever, like that, I try to avoid Starbucks and stuff on the road.
I like this guy for a reason.
Definitely will have plenty of options in Silver Spring for the Flying V show with that neighborhood.
Yep. So I know we're running low on time, and that's pretty much all I have. Will, did you have anything or any other closing question you want to get in?
No, I'm good. I'm liking everything we got to talk about. I wanted to keep this one kind of open ended, and I think it flows perfectly into the Flying V show coming up, because we're gonna have, coming from Chikara. I mean, that's one of the most unique federations there's ever been, and I'm really excited that Jason's trying to start up something totally unique, something totally not just the norm of doing another indie wrestling show in our area. That is trying to do something out of the box in a different venue, with a different look, with a different feel, with a lot of character-driven stuff. So I'm really excited about Friday, January 25th up in Silver Spring. I think it's going to be a real interesting, unique experience that I think a lot of us don't even quite know what we're getting into yet.
I know, right?
I'm really looking forward to it. We're all, a lot of speculation going on here about it, but I'm ready for it.
Just thinking about the fact that I get two of my favorite referees in the same building, Chris Sharp and Bryce Remsburg.
There you go.
That's gonna be a good time. But we do thank Bryce for being on the show tonight, and you can find all of his social media information, which is going to be under the description here. And again, we thank him for coming on, and for all the information for Chikara, definitely check out chikarapro.com, Chikara Pro on Twitter. For Flying V, it's going to be on Twitter at Flying V Theater, and www.flyingvtheater.com for information there. So again, thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for everyone who's listening, and we will catch you guys next week.